Thank you for joining us on this edition of the show. Our Tech Tips is on 3 cool things you can do on the cloud. And our app of the week helps you carry out simple and complex calculations. And also keep an eye for our online security segment. This is Tech Trends, and I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.
On over 5 hectares of the heart of Berlin, the European Energy Forum EUREF campus site has grown into an intelligent urban quarter for work, research, education and living, characterized by optimal energy-efficient building technologies. Since the start of the development of the location in 2008, the campus has created a close exchange and numerous partnerships between global players, startups, as well as helping researchers and institutions to develop intelligent solutions.
Well, the idea behind this campus is to create one community in which you can integrate living and working with some facilities to create a kind of sustainable way of living in which you are not polluting, where you have reduced transportation needs, and also the possibility to put green energy into the day life.
The campus has become a reference point for smart city, with a proof that climate-neutral energy supply is feasible and affordable. Z-Mill Base is one of the campus projects that focuses on micro-smart grids. The micro-smart grid is a decentralized energy system of the future. It connects local green energy generators such as small wind turbines, photovoltaic plants, and a combined heat and power plant via intelligent control with storage and consumers. This includes the e-loading infrastructure used by new urban transport systems such as car sharing. The micro-smart grid houses 30 electric charging stations that are connected for sustainable charging.
We have 2 parking lots that supply electrical power to electrical cars. We use different types of, so to say, ways to provide the energy. We have wireless stations, we have with cable, and we have also different power, so to say, different possibilities to put the energy into different rates. So high rate, very fast, to things which are not so fast, but more lower in the consumption.
The wind turbines on the gasometer and the buildings of the EUREF campus are research objects that have potentials of wind energy in the inner city.
This concept of smart grids are more widespread in cities, and next step is to interconnect them into a subordinated system and to achieve what is called a virtual power plant. That's one of the goals, and the other goal is to integrate the mobility so that the batteries of the cars can be used to stabilize the network, and as well the network can then supply the energy required for the mobility necessities of the people that are using those cars. Next step as well is the integration of public transportation into the electrical mobility, so to say, and as well households. So then having smart households that are more efficient in the use of the electricity and the power in general.
The campus is further expanding its function as a forum and information hub on events on climate protection and sustainability. Australia proposed new laws to compel companies such as US social media giant Facebook and device manufacturer Apple to provide security agencies access to encrypted messages. The measures will be the first in an expected wave of global legislation as pressure mounts on technology companies to provide such access after several terror suspects use encrypted applications ahead of attacks.
We need to ensure that the internet is not used as a dark place for bad people to hide their criminal activities from the law.
Australia is on heightened alert for attacks by homegrown radicals since 2014, and authorities have said they've thwarted several plots, although Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull says new law enforcement needed more help.
The existing law was written before the advent of social media, before the growth in very recent years of encryption of communications to a point at which it is now effectively ubiquitous. So in order to address the new technological developments, we are contemporising existing, well-established legal principles.
Australia's proposal will require device manufacturers and technology companies to help its law enforcement agencies intercept and read messages sent by suspects. And finally, a sled on wheels levitated above a set of tracks in a vacuum-sealed tube at 70 miles per hour in the Nevada desert as Hyperloop One validates its first futuristic transportation technology. Hyperloop One is working to develop an idea proposed by Elon Musk, the founder of rocket maker SpaceX and Tesla, who in 2013 suggested sending pods holding passengers and cargo inside giant vacuum tubes between Los Angeles and San Francisco.
We've made history. This will be able to move people and cargo faster than any other time in history, and it's going to fundamentally change the world, the way the world works. Safer, faster, cleaner transportation. It's going to make the world a village again.
Backers of the project envisioned the pods reaching velocities of 750 miles per hour, but skeptics say the project faces real-world challenges ranging from obtaining construction permits to making turns at jet speed. California is developing a high-speed rail system and not a Hyperloop for the nation's most populous state. In the latest Hyperloop One test in the Nevada desert, the company's test sled for the first time levitated above a track using magnets.
So we've got the levitation and guidance surfaces. The levitation is magnetic, so is the guidance. We have the electromagnetic propulsion, which is a contactless propulsion system that propels the pod down the tube. And then we have the tube, which creates the vacuum environment. And that allows the pod to fly down the tube with very little drag.
Another test by Hyperloop One that made national headlines last year was done on an open-air track and not in the tube that is key to achieving high speeds. The company hopes to reach speeds of 250 miles per hour in its next phase of testing.